The one skill you must master to win in life and business. And that skill, unsurprisingly, is communication. Yep, that's right. From the moment we are born, we start communicating to express our emotions and our needs. Unable to use any other form of expression because it doesn't know any. A baby will cry to alert the parents that he is experiencing discomfort or is hungry or bored. The baby will also laugh and smile if you tickle or play with him to express that he's happy. And as we grow up and grow old, we pick up a wide range of complex and nuanced communication skills that help us navigate this world with all its wildly diverse social situations and relationships. Whether it is through spoken words, written text, or nonverbal cues, we use communication to connect and build relationships with others, which, if you think about it, is a core essence of our human experience. The way we communicate our thoughts and feelings could either open doors to exciting new opportunities and experiences, or in an extremely opposite case scenario, make us a social outcast. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that, all other things being equal, a person who excels in communication will be far more successful in life than someone who sucks at it. The problem is, this isn't something that is really taught in schools, is it? Yeah, you learn how to use the ABCDs to form sentences, but you're pretty much left to figure things out for yourself when it comes to expressing yourself and making friends. Naturally, by the time we're adults and are ready to enter the workforce, the basic foundation of our communication style is pretty much set. Since we all process information in different ways, the outcome of an interaction of a similar nature can produce wildly different results. This is why some people might take offense to something you said to them, while someone else might laugh at it and call you a good sport. The problem is, unless you put conscious effort into learning about the art of communication and improve your skills, you're likely going to be repeating the same patterns that you followed while growing up. Even though, you can kind of wing it with subpar communication skills in your day to day life, there's hardly a way you can do the same in the context of business or advancing your career. So, what does good communication skills consist of? Well, effective communication is a lot more than knowing how to write or speak clearly. It involves active listening, effective body language, and the ability to adapt your communication style and meet someone at their level. And the way you meet someone at their level to maximize the effects of your communication technique is by cultivating empathy. Because empathy is to communication what communication is to life and business. We wouldn't be very good at either if we suck at them. But before we move forward, let me just say that this isn't going to be like one of those top 10 ways to improve your communication videos. I promise this is going to be much, much more interesting, because I'm going to teach you how to master communication by just doing two things: knowing when to speak up, knowing when to shut up. Moving on, as I was saying, empathy is super important when it comes to developing an emotional connection with others. However, empathy is not what most people think it is. Most people think empathy is about putting yourself in the shoes of others and thinking how you would feel if you were under the same circumstances. And if you can empathize with someone in a given moment, you can kick back and relax because you have the person all figured out. Well, I have some news for you. Empathy doesn't really work that way. Because A, you're not a mind reader, and B, because how someone feels about a certain situation doesn't only change from person to person, but also from time to time. That's why it's said that if you're going to ask for someone for a big favor, it helps to see if they're in a good mood first. Sure, you might be right once in a while in judging how a person is feeling at any given moment, but you can in no way, shape, or form say that you've got the person all figured out. Just trying to be empathic doesn't really work with most people and can even make them feel judged. Allow me to explain with an example. Let's say you come across an elderly person on the street, and that elderly person, let's presume is a man, is visibly distraught and struggling to do something with their phone. At first glance, you think, oh, that elderly man is struggling with his phone probably because he's not familiar with technology, because he's old. So I'll just take a minute of my time and help him out. However, as you approach him, He looks like he's on the verge of breaking down into tears. And when you ask what's wrong, he tells you that his phone died, so he cannot wish his granddaughter happy birthday anymore. Upon hearing that, you might think, I don't think not being able to wish happy birthday is that big of a deal to cry about, but okay, I'll help him out. So you show compassion towards the elderly gentleman and offer him your phone to make the call. But then he says he doesn't have the phone number memorized. Now, being the kind, compassionate person you are, you offer the old man a ride to the place where his granddaughter stays. He then tells you that it's not anywhere nearby, and then tears start rolling down his cheeks. But this time, there's some sign of frustration on your face because you're clearly unable to empathize with this person. You wonder what the hell is wrong with this old timer. You clearly offered help, but it appears that the elderly gentleman is in no position to accept it. You gather all your wits together to empathize and think, damn, how's wishing happy birthday such a big deal? Like, he can do it tomorrow when the phone is fixed, or maybe just send her an email. Then you tell him what you're thinking and offer to help him make a phone call or send an email tomorrow once he has managed to get the relevant details. And after hearing that, the man goes from crying to sobbing inconsolably. And then you wonder, well, this is kind of an overreaction. What did I do wrong? All I did was try to help. How's wishing a happy birthday one day late such a big deal? Yes, you did try to help. But this is one of those cases where it just isn't possible for one person to empathize with another. That's because you don't know the full story. If you thought that sobbing inconsolably because of not being able to wish happy birthday was an overreaction, consider this scenario. Maybe his granddaughter is terminally ill, and getting a call on that special day would have meant the world to her. Or maybe, for some reason, the elderly gentleman doesn't have good relationship with his children, and the only time he's allowed to speak to his granddaughter is once a year, on her birthday. So, to this elderly man, not getting to connect with the granddaughter on the very same day could be akin to an unfathomable loss that you and I cannot possibly comprehend. And to truly empathize with this person, even if it's possible, you have to think of a time when you got a similar emotional reaction like that of the elderly man. The time when you broke down and cried inconsolably because you thought you had lost something or someone that you'd never get back again. Sounds pretty hard, right? Well, that's because it is. True empathy is extremely hard and often stands on the verge of being impossible to exhibit. We all know how it feels to be hurt, to be angry, dejected, and to be anxious. However, what hurts you might not hurt me the same way or hurt at all, and vice versa. As weird as it sounds, the key to connecting with others is kind of actually not paying attention too much to what they say, but trying our best to understand the feeling behind those words. Sometimes the best thing we can do if we're unable to understand someone or don't have enough information is to just keep quiet and listen. Here are some examples on when you should speak up versus when you should shut up. Speak up when the other person is sharing a personal experience and needs validation or acknowledgement for their feelings. Shut up when the person is expressing themselves and they don't need to be interrupted, just heard. Speak up when the other person is behaving in ways that's harmful or disruptive to themselves or others. Shut up when the person needs to work through their own feelings and may not be receptive to your advice. Speak up if you think that your own perspective or experiences might be able to help the person feel better understood. Shut up when the other person needs to lead the conversation and needs you to just follow their lead. Speak up when you want to express your boundaries in a compassionate and respectable way. Shut up when the other person is expressing their boundaries and they need you to respect it. You see where I'm going with this, right? Pretty simple. Simple, but not easy. Which is why cultivating empathy, as tough as it is an acquired skill and not something we're born with. Most people who go around identifying themselves as empaths are actually idiots because they just assume they're right about what the other person is feeling and decide to run with it. Or they're straight up malicious, kind of like wolves in sheep's clothing, if you know what I mean. Don't be like them. Empathy is not enough. For empathy to be actually effective, you also have to show compassion. Meaning, you have to offer to help someone in need by physically doing something and not just say, I hear ya. Mastering communication in your everyday, regular life will change the way you handle your life and your business interactions, whether it is with your partners, your employees, your clients, or your potential clients. One of the most significant ways having empathy will help you in your business is by letting you adopt a people first approach. And since business is a lot about getting what you want by giving people what they want, it just makes a lot of sense putting your customers' needs ahead of yours. Understanding the needs, concerns, and emotion of customers, employees, and stakeholders will help you to tailor products and services to meet genuine market demands. This, in turn, will foster customer loyalty, enhance employee satisfaction, and also fuel effective communication and conflict resolution, building strong interpersonal relationships among the staff. By prioritizing people, you create an environment of trust, innovation, and productivity, which ultimately serve as the driving force behind business growth. Yeah, so that's about it for today's video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and send this video to someone who might find it helpful. I appreciate you all for watching till the end. See ya.